the end of this, if I figure out how. This is a journey for me, but for you. Right? Thank you, Mackenzie. That was really beautiful. All right, but on a happier note, next up we have Yulia Papova to talk about her personal journey to find happiness.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? Well, I want to say that I am feeling wonderful, as I always do. And I'm here today to spread long-term happiness. Today, you have the choice to embark on this new life path. So let's embrace this wonderful, exciting moment together, smile, relax, and enjoy this moment. So, what is it that makes us happy? Well, let's think about everyone's life. Everyone's life is full of trees. Every single tree has a fruit that we taste, and every single taste is a memory. But there is one fruit that is unlike anything else in our life. It brings us meaning, and its happiness is immeasurable and incomparable to anything else. And that fruit is love, care, and kindness. So my point can be proved by science. In fact, Dr. James Brown has proved that our brain releases endorphins, hormones that bring us the feeling of pleasure, trust, and social connection. But that's not all. Let me show you a couple of experiments done by researchers. The first one is done by the Columbia State University. What these guys did is they basically took 147 people and divided them in two groups. The first group had to do volunteering for 2 weeks, and the second one didn't. They just kept living as they usually did. After that, they asked them how happy they felt, and the results were that the first group felt a lot happier than the second group. Finally, the last experiment was done by the Columbia University and by Harvard Business School. And what they did is they decided to take an experiment on anxious people. Those anxious people had to do volunteering for at least a couple of weeks regularly, at least 1 hour a day approximately, and 7 days a week. And what they found out is a significant increase in their positive moods, and that eventually brought them inner peace and harmony. So that brings me to question, why does happiness is felt when we are kind to others? Well, the answer is probably because it's our purpose, probably because it's what we're naturally supposed to do. And think about it. Think about the world. Think about it. It's very simple. All of the professions in the world, doctors, teachers, salespeople, what do they work for? Well, they're supposed to work for others. Doctors work to make us healthier, to treat our diseases. Teachers work to make us smarter, prepare us for life. Salespeople work to provide us with supplies. Every single job on the planet does not have a meaning if it's not for others. Also, let's think about it this way. Would we even be able to exist on this planet if we didn't care about each other? Well, obviously we wouldn't, because if we only cared about ourselves, then we wouldn't be able to fall in love. And if we wouldn't be able to fall in love, then we wouldn't be able to make kids. So that's a simple point. But even if we did, let's imagine this absurd picture. Let's say we are able to live without love on this planet. How does it look like? Well, let's imagine the world where the wave of black is wiping away thousands and thousands of people. Is there going to be a solution out of this problem? Well, no, because nobody would care about that. So, if you think about it, the more kindness we have, the more we care about others, the happier we feel. But the less kindness we have, and if we don't care about others, we feel emptiness, senselessness, inner loneliness, and it never goes away if we don't care about each other. Actually, I have experienced these feelings before. I used to be a very selfish person, and I couldn't escape. I couldn't escape that feeling that always consumed me, and eventually it led to depression. The other reason it led to depression is probably because I'm naturally a very emotional person. So at one point I just didn't put my emotions on the leash, if you can phrase it like that. Um, but definitely at one point it became so uncontrollable that I thought, okay, okay, I'm so depressed, I can't help myself anymore. I just, I'm just gonna keep destroying myself. But what helped me was the Bible. And before I keep going with my story though, I would like to tell you that I'm not here to influence you with religion, and in fact, I'm not even a Christian anymore. But what it did for me was tremendous. It was a significant help to me, and this is where I learned uh, that kindness is our is our purpose. Basically, so how did I implement that? Um, well, I decided to start volunteering. I decided to start helping my mom at home. I decided to just start being nicer to my teachers, to other students. I just decided to do good things for people, action. And of course I had my struggles on my way, but actually not caring too much about how I felt, and just always, just always trying to be kind without asking anything in return was a tremendous help to me. And also just letting it flow naturally, not forcing any feelings was also a great help. And eventually I got it. So what did I actually do? Well, I remember my very first volunteering experience. It was with Anchorage Pioneers Home. And what I had to do is I had to entertain elders. And to me it was a very meaningful experience because I thought, well, it's important to bring some fun to those lonely elders who just spend their days watching TV and not doing that much. So, and I even made friends among them and kept their secrets, and it was a remarkable experience in my life. Also, my relationship with teachers changed a lot. They used to be just, mm, well, people in my life who gave me assignments and lectures, but nothing really more than that. But now they really do bring some sort of special sparkle in my life, and I enjoy some of their personalities and lectures so much. And I would like to say that I will always be thankful to all of my teachers in high school, in middle school, in elementary school, and their impact is essential. They're also kind of my friends, and it's amazing. By the way, speaking of friends, I remember I found a friend who was something, something special, and we had a lot of laughter and craziness and all of the things you would dream about. But what really made our friendship real was the love we had for each other. And that's something people always want, but they don't always have sometimes because of who they are. And I realized that because I have not had such kind of a friendship before, because I really was a selfish person. I didn't have that much inside of my soul. Of course I didn't have real friends because of that, but when I found her, I realized how lucky I became. Let me show you a couple of examples. I remember once I went to the hospital and she was there for me. She visited me, well, at least a couple of times a week. And it was so nice. She brought so much joy and healing with herself. So I enjoyed that. And I also remember once she was not in Anchorage, uh, but she had a birthday, and I decided to send her a gift anyway, and I thought it was nice. And But the better example is when she broke up with her boyfriend. I was there for her and tried supporting her just as much as possible. We went to different places. I did my best and I saw her recover and literally blossom again and become a living and breathing happy human being again, which was definitely a wonderful experience in my life. Um, and my relationship with parents, that's something that definitely has changed. I know that I will never regret not giving back to those people who put so much into me. And every time I come home, I know that we are a happy and peaceful family. And they've been together for 18 years because of the way they treat each other. They treat each other well, so they have a a really good family. Also, every time I come home, I feel how the beams of happiness melt our hearts and how how butterflies fill our souls and how there is always music inside of our hearts and it's amazing. I definitely definitely enjoy my life so much more than I used to before. So, why do I have more meaning in my life? Well, that's because of kindness and care. Why do I have why do I have stronger relationships with people? And why do I have more inner peace? Well, that's also because of kindness and care. I believe that if you decide to become kinder to others, if you decide to notice people around you and try to bring positive impact to their lives, your life will change as well. You will surely find right people in your life and you will have that same meaning that I have. Thank you so much.